The Battle of Teutoburg Forest, fought in 9 CE, was a pivotal conflict between the Roman Empire and the Germanic tribes, marking one of Rome's most significant defeats and shaping the future of both Roman and Germanic territories. This battle is often considered a turning point in Roman imperial history due to its profound impact on Rome's expansionist policies, its military strategy, and its psychological ramifications on Roman society. The roots of the conflict lay in Rome's expansionist ambitions during the early years of the Roman Empire. Under the leadership of Emperor Augustus, Rome sought to extend its influence eastward across the Rhine River, aiming to incorporate the Germanic territories into its vast empire. The Romans had already made considerable inroads into Germania, establishing military outposts and engaging in diplomatic efforts with various tribes. However, the Roman understanding of the Germanic lands and peoples was superficial, characterized by a lack of detailed knowledge of the geography and the social dynamics of the tribes. By 7 CE, Publius Quinctilius Varus, a Roman general and politician, was appointed the governor of the Roman province of Germania. Varus, who had a reputation for administrative skill rather than military prowess, was tasked with consolidating Roman control over the region. He believed that the Germanic tribes were largely subdued and began implementing Roman legal and administrative systems, expecting the tribes to accept Roman rule passively. However, this assumption proved disastrously incorrect. Arminius, a chieftain of the Cherusei tribe and a Romanized German who had served as an auxiliary officer in the Roman army, saw an opportunity to unite the disparate Germanic tribes against the Roman occupiers. Despite being granted Roman citizenship and receiving a Roman military education, Arminius resented the Roman presence in his homeland. He was able to use his intimate knowledge of Roman military tactics and strategies to orchestrate a revolt against the Romans. In the autumn of 9 CE, Varus received reports of a localized rebellion in the region. Confident in his forces and unaware of the impending trap, he marched 3 Roman legions, the 17th, 18th, and 19th, along with auxiliary troops and camp followers, into the Teutoburg forest, a dense and unfamiliar woodland terrain. Arminius, who had convinced Varus of his loyalty, accompanied the Roman forces as a guide. Once the Romans were deep in the forest, Arminius and his allies launched a surprise attack, exploiting the Romans' vulnerability in the treacherous terrain. The Germanic tribes employed guerrilla tactics, using their knowledge of the forest to ambush the Roman columns. The Romans, accustomed to fighting in open battlefields, found themselves encumbered by the dense woods, muddy conditions, and relentless hit-and-run assaults by the Germanic warriors. The Roman legions, unable to form cohesive battle lines or effectively use their superior armor and discipline, were thrown into chaos. Over the course of several days, the Romans attempted to fight their way out, but their efforts were in vain. The terrain, weather, and strategic surprise all favored the Germanic tribes, who were able to decimate the Roman forces. The outcome of the battle was a complete annihilation of the Roman forces. Varus, recognizing the hopelessness of his situation and the disgrace of his defeat, committed suicide on the battlefield. The Germanic tribes captured the Roman standards, symbolizing the legion's honor, and slaughtered or enslaved any survivors. The aftermath of the battle left the Roman Empire in shock. The loss of 3 legions, amounting to approximately 20,000 men, was a devastating blow to Roman military prestige and a severe psychological setback for Emperor Augustus and the Roman people. In Rome, the defeat prompted a reevaluation of imperial policies regarding Germania. Augustus, stricken with grief and rage, reportedly wandered his palace lamenting Quintili Ver, legions red, meaning Quintilius Varus, give me back my legions. The Roman Empire abandoned its expansionist ambitions east of the Rhine, retreating to more defensible borders and adopting a more cautious approach to its northern frontier. The battle's ramifications extended beyond immediate military and political consequences. It solidified the Rhine River as the boundary between the Roman Empire and the Germanic territories, establishing a cultural and political divide that would endure for centuries. This demarcation influenced the development of Europe, as the Romanized West and the tribal Germanic East evolved along divergent paths. In subsequent years, the Romans, under command of generals like Germanicus, attempted to reassert their influence in Germania, launching punitive expeditions to avenge the Teutoburg disaster and recover the lost standards. While these campaigns had some temporary successes, the Romans never re-established a lasting presence east of the Rhine. The psychological impact of the defeat was profound, instilling a caution in Roman dealings with the Germanic tribes that persisted throughout the empire's history. The Battle of Teutoburg Forest also had significant implications for the Germanic tribes. Arminius emerged as a symbol of resistance and unity among the Germanic peoples, although his influence waned due to internal tribal conflicts and rivalries. The battle demonstrated that the Roman legions were not invincible and inspired other tribes to resist Roman encroachment. However, the lack of a sustained unified front among the Germanic tribes meant that they did not capitalize on their victory to mount a broader offensive against Roman territories. The Battle of Teutoburg Forest has been the subject of much historical analysis and debate. It remains a powerful narrative of resistance against imperial domination and the resilience of indigenous cultures in the face of foreign conquest. The legacy of the battle is commemorated in various cultural and historical contexts, reflecting its enduring significance in the collective memory of both Roman and Germanic histories. The battle stands as a testament to the complexity of imperial dynamics, the challenges of cross-cultural encounters, and the enduring impact of historical events on the shaping of nations and identities.